You've been lied to. They said that gardening was going to save you money. And I'm here to tell you that you might be doing the exact opposite right now. This video is for anyone who's looked at a $5 tomato plant and thought, wow, this thing is going to pay for itself in no time. And then months later, you're stood out here in the rain and it's dead, wondering what happened. So is gardening actually saving me money? I've been doing this for a while now, and let's just say the answer is more complicated than it seems. So if you're trying to figure out if growing your own food is actually worth it, stick around, because I'm going to be breaking down what I spent, what I grew, and if I think it's worth it, and how you can actually make it work better than I have. Because yeah, I made some mistakes. Quite a few of them. All right, so let's rewind to what I thought would happen when I first started. I had this whole vision in my head: raised beds, perfect rows, crisp lettuce, endless tomatoes, and me looking smug while holding a whole bucket of freshly picked veggies. I figured grow more food, spend less on food. Right? Wrong. And here's where it hit me, the real cost of all of this. So let's go through it. These 3 fabric raised beds, these cost me about $35 each. Let's call it $100 for all of them. I also then had to fill these with good soil, and I've lost count of how much that cost. Again, I also lost count of the amount of compost I used as well. You also can't forget about the cost of seeds. This year I spent maybe $200 on seeds. I bought a lot, okay? I have a problem. And then trays, grow lights, and all those other accessories. I've easily spent $150 just on those this year. And those plants where you're just walking around the garden center and you see a tomato plant that you want, I've easily spent $100 in 1 year just on those, just this one. The total damage is around $700. That's before I've even had a single cherry tomato this year. Now, of course, some of that I won't need to buy next year, but it still cost me this year. It still hurts a little bit. And I know someone's gonna say, well, you could have done it cheaper. And yes, I could have, but I didn't. Especially when you're starting out, you're not sure what you will need, so you just buy it all. Let's talk about the harvest though. Am I going to harvest about $700 worth of veggies this year? Maybe, maybe not. But will those veggies be the freshest, most tasty veggies I've eaten that year? Probably. In fact, they will be. And there are some hidden costs in doing this as well, the part that no one really talks about. No one tells you exactly how much time gardening is gonna take from you. And it takes a lot. You may think it's just watering and waiting. Well, it's not. It's checking for pests every day, Googling, why are my cucumber leaves turning yellow? Panicking because you overwatered, panicking because you underwatered, and fighting squirrels. And then losing that fight. And also water bills. I'm in zone 3, so in summer, things dry out pretty quickly. Watering every day has bumped my bill up by quite a bit. And also the emotional cost. We don't talk about that, do we? Watching a plant you've babied for months just die. So is it all just a waste of money doing this then? Well, it depends how you garden. Because in my first year, I made the classic beginner mistake where I planted everything at once, even the veggies I don't even like. So if your goal is to save money, you need to be strategic. Here's what it makes sense to grow if that is your goal. Herbs, basil, mint, chives. These are expensive in the stores, but cheap to grow, and they just keep coming back. In fact, at the community plot I have, chives are a weed. Lettuce and greens are totally worth it if you eat them quickly. A $3 seed packet can grow a salad a week for 2 months. And these ones are definitely worth it. Tomatoes, especially cherry tomatoes. High yield, high flavor, and they cost way too much in the stores for what they are. And this one is so easy to grow and you're gonna get so much of it. Zucchini or courgette. If your soil and weather play nice, one plant can feed your whole neighborhood. And there are some crops that actually won't save you money if you do grow them because they can be so cheap, or maybe they're a single harvest. And most of these I'm growing this year. We're here at my community plot to talk through that. But one of those is carrots, because they are so cheap to buy. But with seeds, you can grow some special varieties like this one that I'm growing. This one is a deep purple. It's one that actually stays purple after they're cooked as well, so we'll get to planting this right away as well. Also, one that's never usually worth it is corn. I struggle with it and it takes up a lot of space. But I'm still growing it this year. Broccoli and cauliflower, they're also not worth it to grow, but I'm also growing 2 types of broccoli this year. They're fun to grow and I like cooking with them. And also, if there's anything that's really outside of your zone, unless you have a greenhouse, there is no point doing it because it's not gonna save you money. Now, the second year in gardening, I actually did start to save money, and there's a couple of reasons behind this. I reused my soil. And I didn't go nuts at the garden centre. And I made a list before I bought anything, which is wild, right? I focused growing stuff that I actually ate. And now I've got this community plot that's free of charge. So saving even more money this year. So if you are wondering if gardening can actually save you money, let's talk about the numbers. Apparently, a well-managed 10 by 10 garden can give you about $500 to $700 worth of veggies each growing season. But there's a key word in that quote: well managed. That means good soil, efficient watering, no wasting seeds or space, and actually harvesting and eating what you grow. Look, I might not be rolling in garden savings, but I'll be honest, I keep doing it. I love it. It gives you stuff that's hard to measure with money. Peace and quiet in a noisy world, even in my downtown garden. Time outside, which we all desperately need. And a bit of a thrill when something sprouts. It's just fun. And a connection to food that makes you appreciate it more. You know exactly where it's come from. Through your front door. And yeah, maybe I'm still growing expensive tomatoes, but they're my expensive tomatoes. They taste better, they feel better, and every year I'm getting better at growing them, and I have even more. Now, a lot of gardeners will quit after their second year because they'll realize I'm not saving money. Things will go sideways and they'll say, oh, it's not worth it. But that's like quitting the gym. I know it feels funny me saying this, but it's like quitting the gym after a week. You're not gonna see results right away, are you? It's hard at first, but that's how everything works. I should get back to the gym though. The real trick is making it cheaper over time. And here are some quick tips that will actually make your garden save a little bit of money. Start small. Even a single pot of herbs can pay for itself in weeks. Reuse everything. Trays, pots, soil. Just refresh it every year. Even seeds from your own crops. And grow what's expensive. Stuff like salad greens, fresh herbs, and heirloom tomatoes. And compost, if you've got the space. It's basically free fertilizer. So stop throwing that gold into the garbage. And talk to other gardeners. They'll give you free seeds, advice, and maybe plants too. And use rainwater if you can. It's free water. So here's my truth. Gardening hasn't saved me a lot of money yet, but it's getting closer. Every year, I spend less and eat more. I get better and I waste less. And the first tomato of the season, that is pretty much winning the lottery when you taste it. So if you're willing to stick it out, learn as you go on and get better, you will eventually save a little bit of money and you'll probably gain something better along the way. So to sum up this video, let's just say that gardening is going to cost you money. At first anyway. If you don't have a plan, you are going to waste money. And I've done that. But if you focus on high value crops, you're not going to be buying those at the store, so then save money. You're going to reduce waste, play the long game, and eat more veggies that you've grown yourself. And even when the savings aren't massive, the taste, the learning, and the peace of mind doing it, that is worth more than I have in the bank right now anyway. So that's worth at least more than $5. So if you're thinking about it and you want to do it to save money, don't do it. But if you just want to get outside and grow your own veggies, do it. Thank you for checking out today's video. If you liked it, give it a like. Also comment what you're excited to be growing this year, and please remember to subscribe. And the video appearing on your screen right now is the one that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy the most. So go check it out.